Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to the podcast edition of the WWE 2014 Hell in a Cell review with my friend Tony and myself, Team Rarai. And go ahead, Tony, introduce yourself.
Alright, my name is Tony, and you can follow me on Twitter at the Rated R Viper One, and my two channels, the Rated R Viper One, of course, and then the Wrestling Talent. And thanks for having me.
Anytime. Okay, the first thing is, I know this is not really necessary, is the pre-show. The Miz with his stunt double, Miz, what? I kind of
Damien Mizdow.
Yeah, it was very funny. Of course, those guys have great chemistry. Um, how long did it last? What, 15 minutes until they had?
Around there, yeah. It was a good little way to start off the pre-show, and they were just, kissing each other's asses and being all funny. Even though I'm not a big fan of The Miz, but I like Damien. He's quite funny.
Hell yeah!
They're really giving him a good character here.
Hell
But
yeah!
yeah, they just were talking and saying how Damien was saying how The Miz is his best friend, and Miz was like, "You're like the best stunt double ever," and all that. And then they started like pretending to cry, and they hugged, and that was that.
So how did they have this match between Mark Henry and Bo Dallas? How that came about, Tony?
Well, I guess they had like 5, 10. I think they had like 5 or 10 minutes left, and they just threw a match on there. It was
Okay.
really pointless, but I guess it was just to buy some time, even though the match was like 2, 3 minutes long. Not even. It was just a squash match. Mark Henry beat Bo Dallas like in 2 minutes, not even. But it was pointless.
And then I turned on the W Network, and Bo Dallas is bitching and complaining, saying, I'm still undefeated against you, Mark Henry, and he threw against the barrier, you know.
Yeah, I kind of missed that, but I seen like a clip of it or something. Yeah, he threw him against the barricade or some crap like that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just a waste of time. No build up like always, but let's just get on with the first match. I think this is a good match to kick off the pay per view. It's a 2 out of 3 match for Dolph IC belt versus Zario, and I really enjoy this match. I really thought it would be come down to the third fall, but Dolph clean sweep this victory. So, what's your thoughts on this match?
I thought this was a good way to kick off the show. It was a really good match, really entertaining. Both these guys are great athletes. They can go, and they have good chemistry with each other. I also point this out. Cesaro, shaved his head bald. I know he had hair on his head before. Whatever. I know this is pointless to say, but I'm just pointing it out. Like he shaved bald. I know he had hair, a little bit of hair on his head before, but he was just shaved bald, and stuff like that. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is it was a good match, good way to kick off the show. Good 15, 20-minute match there. And Dolph Ziggler got the clean sweep, which I thought was surprising. I kind of wish they would have gave Cesaro a fall, and then it could have went down to the third fall. But I guess for once it's kind of cool that, because most of the time it always goes to the third fall. So I guess for once to have it go to the just 2 falls, I guess is kind of cool. But overall, good match. And Dolph Ziggler is still the Intercontinental Champion.
I love it. I mean, those guys have great chemistry, and it's great to kick off the pay per view, and you get more excited for the upcoming matches. Okay, Tony, what's the next match on the card?
If I remember correctly, thinking on the top of my head here, I believe it was Brie versus Nikki. I could be wrong. I thought going into this match, I thought it was gonna be like whatever, like crap.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of came out. Coming out of this match, I thought, it was a decent Divas match and better than I thought it was gonna be. I just thought it was just gonna be garbage, but it was better than I thought it was gonna be, and a lot of near falls in this match and some cool spots.
Oh yeah.
Especially when Brie did she did like the Daniel Bryan dive through the middle rope. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, that was awesome.
Not really often you see a diva do something like that.
Nope.
But at the end of the day, Nikki Bella hit her move. I think the name fits it perfect, but the rack attack or whatever,
Yeah.
because her big moves, I guess that fits that perfectly. But I'd like her to hit me with a rack. That'd be fine with me. But anyways, yeah. Who wouldn't? I mean, come on, we're guys here. But
yeah.
overall, a decent match. And now, Bree's the servant, and then throughout the night they were showing like clips or something of Bree being bossed around and told what to do and all this crap. So yeah, I think they're gonna like this is gonna lead into a Survivor Series match between the two. Like they're gonna have their own 2 teams.
Yeah. So
That's
most likely, do you think this feud is gonna just end at Survivor Series? Or do you think it's gonna continue?
maybe it'll go into TLC. A contract on a pole or a contract hanging from above the ring in a TLC match. Maybe.
Yeah,
Who knows?
somebody's gonna leave WWE for a while again.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not really a big fan of the feud, but the match
But
was decent.
but
So
what do you
yeah,
think?
Nikki Bella won.
What do you think about the ring attire of Nikki and Brie? Of course, Brie is probably the hottest ring attire, huh? She had.
Nikki.
Yeah, she looked hot, didn't she?
Yeah, Cena's lucky,
Yeah, whew, smoking.
but
But it was a good
yeah,
match. Of course, before Brie met Daniel Bryan, she was not a good wrestler. Same thing for Nikki. If she never met John Cena, she would be an average wrestler, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's true.
okay,
Um,
what was the next match if you remember?
I believe it was the tag team titles. I'm not sure, but whatever. I could be wrong, but who cares really?
It don't matter
Tag
what
team
order.
titles, Usos and Gold and Stardust. This was this is a good match, even though we've already seen it 100 times.
Yeah.
But it was a good match, and not really much I can say about it really because there wasn't much that really happened. But I mean, it's kind of hard to say, kind of go into detail about a match if we've already seen it so many times before. But it was good, decent, whatever. And at the end of the day, the tag team champions retained their titles. I believe when the referee wasn't looking, Cody, Stardust, whatever you want to call him, like he hit the back of the Uso when he was going for a Samoan drop, and then Goldust turned it into his finisher. I think he calls it like the final cut or whatever, and then they retained the titles, and that was that.
Yeah, it was a good match. But do you think that Stardust and Goldust would turn on each other eventually, or what?
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I don't really know how it could go either way. Honestly, they could continue to be champions and maybe just break up, and then that will be that, and Goldust will just go whatever, retire,
Oh,
or maybe they will break up. But I don't know. I don't think they will break up.
yeah, I love this. I thought at first it's not gonna work out, but it's great. You know, it's two great heels. You know.
Yeah, I think they're working. But now that hopefully they're done with the Usos, I don't know who else they could go for.
Yeah, I know. There's not many tag teams out there. You know.
Yeah, maybe they'll bring back the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, I know. That'd be funny, huh?
Yeah, the New Age Outlaws. You would probably like to see that, huh?
That'd be hilarious, huh?
Yeah, but I think the New Age Outlaws said they retired or something like that. But, anyways, decent match, and after this, I don't remember what happened. I think it was I believe the Hell in a Cell match, the first one of the night. We had John Cena, Randy Orton for the 100th time.
I know.
But I will say this though. I will say this is probably one of their better matches they've had in their entire feud. I know they've wrestled for the past decade against each other. It seems a decade. Yeah, it's been around a decade. But it was a good match. I'm gonna say it was a good match. I mean, there was some botches, but there was some good spots. Randy Orton, I think that's what's leading to his face turn. Though, like this will help with his face turn. Like the whole the RK out of nowhere thing, and the way it's trended, it's all over social media, Vine and all that. People are doing montages of his RKO and stuff. I think that's gonna help lead to his face turn as well. Like that'll help out. But there was a lot of cool spots in here. A bunch of RKOs out of nowhere, of course, and Cena doing his same old shit,
Yep.
AA crap. But at the end of the day, John Cena won with an AA, the top rope through a table in the ring, and he won. Super Cena prevailed, and we get to see Lesnar and Cena again.
Yeah,
Yes,
for the third time. Ooh, but it was a good match.
time,
I really want. I know Lucas wants to. He said Twitter he wants Randy Orton to win. Me too. We were both kind of mad, but whatever. It was a good match, but I'm kind of glad that was not the main event, right, Tony?
Oh yeah, same here because because they built the other one so much, like their feud between those two, Ambrose and Rollins. I think I already knew that was gonna be the main event.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it was.
Yeah, we forgot to mention about the U.S. belt, didn't we?
Well, I'm not really going in order.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. What's the next match? Go ahead.
Okay, I'll just go with the U.S. belt. That you brought it up. The U.S. title, Sheamus and Miz. Once again, another match we've already seen a couple times.
Yeah.
They already had this match on Raw a few times, and so I guess that's how the Miz got the title shot, because he pinned Sheamus in a non-title match on Raw. But anyways, the match was okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Damian Miz, that was like the highlight of this match, though, when he was just the way he mocked, like the way he, he acts like he's getting hurt too when the Miz is getting hurt. I just think that character is so awesome. Like at least he's getting TV time. Hell, he's even getting pay-per-view time, and it's not as a jobber. Like, he's actually doing something, and
Yes.
he's hilarious. The fans love him, and I think this will eventually lead to them breaking up. The Miz turning on him, and then he'll have his face run. But he's just great. Like, this guy should have been world champion like last year. But
Oh yeah.
we know the whole story there. But Sheamus retained, and I believe with a brogue kick off the top rope, or he like caught Miz in midair, and with the brogue kick, and Sheamus retained. And then wow, the phone rang.
Yeah.
Ain't no man to that. And after the match, what happened? I think like Sheamus was playing around with the Miz, and then Damien was mocking him, pretending like it was him too.
How long do you think this Sheamus will keep the US belt? How long do you think he's gonna keep it?
Probably until either the end of this year or beginning of next year.
So technically, just hold it just for hell of it because WWE has nothing for him, you know.
That's true.
It sucks, you know, but whatever. It's just another typical U.S. Title match, but it was okay match. The Miz don't need any belts into the main event, but do you think that's gonna happen? No.
No.
So.
So.
Next match.
We had Rusev versus Big Show. It was decent. Once again, another match we've already seen a couple times. See, half these matches on the show we've already seen like multiple times, but it was a decent match. I really didn't see the point of Mark Henry coming out there unless he was going to turn heel, which he did not.
Yeah, I thought that's going to happen, but nope.
Thankfully, he didn't, because honestly, a Mark Henry Big Show feud, I honestly don't want to see that again. We've already been there, done that. But it was a decent match. Rusev, I'll give Rusev credit. I'm not a fan of his. The only thing I like about him is because, he has a hot lady with him, but you know, in Lana. But I mean, he did suplex Big Show. That was kind of cool, and the multiple kicks he gave the Big Show, that was cool too. But at the end of the day, I didn't really see that. Big Show tapped out. It just kind of like like a guy like him, would be tapping out, but he tapped out, and then Mark Henry got in the ring, and I guess that was that or whatever.
Yeah.
But lived to fight another day.
So who's gonna face Russo next? My thought is gonna be probably eventually be John Cena.
Maybe around WrestleMania 10, because I heard they do Lesnar versus Cena at the Rumble. They're gonna have Rusev cost Cena the title, and that'll build to the WrestleMania match.
Oh, that's what we thought last year about him and Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt should win that match at Mania, but it's what it is. It's gonna be the same result this year probably. John Cena's gonna win that first match.
Yeah, that's true. So, what do you think of the match?
Whatever. Next match. Go ahead, Tony.
Believe we had Paige versus AJ. This is a decent Divas match. Nothing we've seen. We've already seen it before, but I liked it for what it was. And at the end of the day, AJ made Paige tap out to the Black Widow. She slapped her ass a couple times, tapped, and then that was that. And then Paige and Alicia Fox, I guess you could say, initially broke up, and that was that.
Yeah, it was okay because what I said before we started the podcast, most of the Divas or the Total Divas, they won't give any title shots or title champions because the McMahon don't want that, and that is freaking bullshit from my point of view. Even AJ won't even be on it because she's married to Punk, and that's another bullshit, and that will help the ratings out. Do you think, Tony, or no?
It probably would help the ratings out because that's like your main diva, and she's the champion too.
Yeah.
And she's married to Punk.
You don't have many divas to choose from to challenge you for the Divas belt. We're gonna have Paige all the time, and now Paige is gonna be in that show now too.
Yep.
So
but
I think WWE is in a tough situation with that Divas belt.
Yeah, they are, but it really is what it is. But
I don't know if they're gonna bring back. I don't know if they're gonna bring people from NXT. The women. Do they have a lot in the women's division over there?
They have a few. Yeah, they could probably bring eventually. Yeah.
So if I was WWE, whoever's in that show for Total Divas, give a damn title shot. Who gives a shit? If it's Total Divas, who cares?
But moving on, we have the main event.
Yes.
Probably match of the night for me. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Loved this match.
Oh yeah.
They started on top of the cell. That was great. I love how Seth Rollins sent Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble up there. I think Dean Ambrose. It was just crazy. He was throwing chairs in the ring at the start of the match, but they were up there, and then Seth Rollins, tried to get away. And right here, this was around the beginning of the match. They were both halfway up the cell. Ambrose did like a headbutt, and then they both went through separate the announcers' tables. That was an awesome spot. I knew that was going to happen. I called that before the match even started. I just knew they were going to do some kind of spot like that because Dean Ambrose is crazy, so they were going to do something like that. I knew that was going to happen, and it almost was similar to Shawn Michaels crashing through the table back in the day, but off the cell. But this is a great match. A lot of cool spots, table spots. Kane even got involved. With he sprayed a fire extinguisher in Ambrose's eyes, his face. But at the end of the day, Ambrose was going to do a curb stomp to Seth Rollins with the cinder blocks, just like Seth Rollins did to him a couple months back.
Yeah, people
But
exhibition.
it backfired as the lights went out and everybody was just going all crazy. And all of a sudden, this chant started going on like it was like a ritual or some kind of weird chant. I could tell it was Bray Wyatt. Just by the sound of the voice, but I didn't know what the hell was going on. They come back on. The lights, they kind of dim back on. In the middle of the ring, you see a lantern, and there's like smoke, and then there's like a projector,
Like
or
an
something
image,
like that.
right? Like an image, Tony?
Yeah, a 3D image or projector of Bray Wyatt. And I kind of like it was like they made it look like a ghost or something. But then you could see in the corner of the ring, he came up in the ring as Ambrose was walking towards it, and then he attacked Ambrose. He hit him with like not like a choke slam, but like a slam. And then Seth Rollins got the pin. That was that. And then after the match, he hit the Sister Abigail, and that was that. So Bray Wyatt is back. That's cool. I guess him and the Wyatts are done because they did air those promos about how they were breaking away from the family, he let him free, set him free, and all that. And I guess now they're gonna run their singles careers. So Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose feud's coming up, and that's gonna be awesome. The promos, the matches.
Oh yeah, I love it. I bet anybody people thought probably it was the Undertaker because the lights went out. Do you think people thought that or not really? You think?
Some people maybe did. I was in a chat room because I was in a stream, and a lot of people are saying it's Taker or something, but I knew it wasn't.
No, take no. You never know, but but I like to see Taker versus Ambrose, but that's not gonna happen. But
This will be better though.
what do you give the rating for the pay per view this past Sunday or Sunday?
I give it an 8 out of 10. Probably one of the better ones, in a while. Maybe since SummerSlam, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was a good pay per view, and I give WWE props. I know a lot of people are complaining the way it ended, but I think that was a good way to end the show, like
Yeah.
have Bray Wyatt return and stuff.
Yep.
They're just saying because it ruined the cell match, but they did all the spots that they could. So,
Yeah.
great match.
Because Bray Wyatt did not interfere in that match. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was distraction,
He did kind of interfere, but it's no DQ. But I mean, people are just complaining the way it ended. I get what they're saying. Like Rollins, maybe. I mean, Ambrose he kind of should have won, but in this case, Seth Rollins won, but we'll have to see on Raw tonight what happens. I know Bray Wyatt's going to be there. They're going to have Cena versus Rollins on the show tonight, and then they're going to be building towards a Randy Seth Rollins feud.
Yeah, I just wish we just see some blood in these matches for the Hell in a Cell, make some more edgier,
Yeah, and I also Lucas. Yeah, he challenged you to a Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, sweet. Probably lose
Yeah.
anyway, probably.
He wants to throw you up the.
But anyway, I just wish they get a little edgier, these matches. I know you can use tables and chairs and come on, a little blood won't kill WWE. Come on, Jesus.
That's true, but that's WWE for you. But what do you give it?
I give it 8 out of 9.
Yeah, that's so.
I mean, it's better than Night of Champions, probably.
Yeah, it was.
Probably the only good match was the John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, and then.
That wasn't even that good though. When you think about it though. So.
Yeah, but the build-up was great.
Yeah, that's true. But good show. Thank you, WWE, and
I just hopefully watch the next pay-per-view. They'll probably disappoint us, but this one it was not really a disappointment. I loved it. If you have a network, probably go rewatch it over. I'm watching it right now, the main event. I'm kind of glad that John Cena was not the main event. They should do that more often. John Cena does not need the main event all the time,
No, it's good they gave it to the young guys, but I knew they were and stuff. But so can I go ahead and give some plugs?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so mainly the main plug goes to Lucas Star. Follow him on Twitter at the Lucas Star or Lucas A Star. I think it's at the Lucas Star. And then his YouTube is Lucas A Star. YouTube.com/Lucas A Star. I don't know all of his other social media crap. Just those are the main two I follow. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to him. If he gets to 100 subs, he's gonna I think by the end of this month or by this month he'll shave his head bald. So he claims, but
Hey Tony, did we hear that from someone else before? Remember that in the past?
Yeah, let's not mention his name, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. But maybe Lucas will go through with it. I don't know, but hopefully he hits 100 subs. I want to see if he actually go through with it, or he would just be bullshitting. But so Shout outs to him. Go check out all of his unboxings and a great channel and stuff like that. So yeah, and follow me as I plug my Twitter and all that at the beginning of the podcast. So anybody you want to plug?
Well, I'm gonna plug my own channel. Follow me on Team Rai32. My Twitter will be down below. Same thing for my YouTube channel. It's Team Rai, and follow my friend named Justin Roberts. Not the guy from WWE. It's another guy. We make NFL predictions and all the great stuff. He's a good guy, and he'll be there WrestleMania 31. That's what he says. So, I think we're gonna end this on a high note. So, thanks for
One more thing I want to say is the Prince is coming. That's all.
The Prince.
The Prince is coming. Yes.
I have no idea who that is.
He's coming. That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay. But thank you very much, Tony. I really appreciate it. So, good night, my viewers. And I'll talk to you on the flip side. The tag team champions are here. Enjoy this review. Sayonara. Deuces.